Have you ever spoken into the dark and heard nothing back? You whisper your prayers. You search for warmth in a cold sky. But the only sound is your own breath returning to you. There's a kind of silence that doesn't just fill a room. It fills your chest. It sits heavy between heartbeat and hope. You look for signs, for movement, for anything that says you're not alone. And still, nothing. Maybe you've been there. Those long nights when faith feels like a conversation with closed doors. You keep talking to God. But heaven feels still. It's easy to think the silence means you've been forgotten. That maybe your words got lost somewhere between earth and eternity. But what if this silence isn't punishment? What if it's not a wall at all, but a waiting room? A sacred pause. A space where something holy is happening, even when you can't see it. Welcome to Quiet Soul Reflections. Let's walk gently into that quiet space. The one between your words and God's whisper. Because sometimes, the silence is not where faith ends. It's where faith begins. Waiting is one of the hardest parts of faith. Not because of the time, but because of the not knowing. You've asked for healing. You've begged for clarity. You've whispered in the dark, "Are you still there?" And heaven stays quiet. But silence doesn't mean neglect. It means God is working in ways that don't make noise. Psalm 62 verse 5 says, "Let all that I am wait quietly before God, for my hope is in Him." That kind of waiting isn't weakness. It's worship. It's trust that breathes even when answers don't come. In the waiting, God shapes things you can't yet see. He grows roots before branches. He builds character before miracles. The quiet can feel like a storm without thunder. But even storms have purpose. The air may stand still, but under that stillness, faith is learning to stand on its own feet. Remember Abraham, waiting for a promise that took decades. Remember David, singing from caves instead of palaces. They weren't abandoned, they were prepared. Silence isn't a void. It's the workshop of faith. And the waiting you're in right now, that's not wasted time, it's holy ground. So breathe. Let the delay teach you how to listen. Let every quiet hour become soil for tomorrow's growth. Because the silence that feels empty is often full of His unseen work. What if silence is not rejection, but invitation? An invitation to stop performing, to stop striving, to simply be. Sometimes, God's silence is His way of saying, "My child, you don't need to earn my attention. Just sit with me." The world tells you to move faster, shout louder, prove your worth. But faith whispers. It says, "Slow down. You're safe to rest here." When everything around you pauses, maybe heaven is giving you permission to breathe. In that stillness, small things start to glow again. The sound of your breath, the light through the window, the kindness you once overlooked. That's where you find Him. Not in the thunder, but in the gentle breeze. Psalm 46 says, "Be still, and know that I am God." Stillness doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing less, so you can notice more. So when your prayers echo and the answers don't come, don't rush to fill the space with noise. Because sometimes, silence is the answer. It's God saying, "Trust me. I'm still here." And then, in time, you begin to see what the silence was for. You look back and realize he never left. He was never far. He was teaching you to hear differently. The moments that felt empty were where strength was born. The quiet days were where roots took hold. Silence shapes the soul more deeply than words ever could. It turns confusion into clarity, restlessness into peace. It transforms faith from something you say into something you live. You find peace, not because everything changed, but because you did. Silence taught you that faith doesn't need constant proof. It only needs quiet trust. The kind that stands even when you can't see the way ahead. When you cannot see his hand, trust his heart. He has not forgotten you. He's closer than you think. The silence isn't empty. It's full of his unseen grace. A gentle symphony unfolding in your soul. So if you're in that quiet season, stay there. Let it do its work. Let it soften you, steady you, prepare you. God is still speaking, just in a softer voice. And maybe this silence is where your faith learns to breathe again. Thank you for watching Quiet Soul Reflections. Take a moment, just breathe, and listen.